Hello, welcome to Prime Movie Recaps. Today, I'll show you a 2018 action, sci-fi movie called Upgrade. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Gray Trace and his wife Ashad dwell in a far future home, where technology controls almost everything. She works for Cobalt, a tech corporation, and he is a mechanic. Gray takes Ashad to a quiet location to meet with one of his clients, Euron Keen. Euron demonstrates to Gray an Ashad revolutionary high-tech computer chip called STEM that has the potential to revolutionize science and medicine. Because their car drives itself, Gray and Ashad try to be more personal on their ride home. The automobile, however, makes a detour towards Gray's old neighborhood since it appears to have been hacked. After the car crashes near a junkyard, the couple is injured. They are dragged away by 4 goons led by Fisk. As his buddies beat him down, Fisk shoots Ashad before another goon shoots Gray in the spine. Gray attempts to connect with Ashad, but she succumbs to her injuries. Gray has been paralyzed from the waist down. He spends a lengthy time in the hospital while his mother Pamela tries to help him adjust. Gray also runs into Detective Cortez, who is looking into the thugs who assaulted him and killed Ashad. Authorities are investigating the crime using surveillance footage from drones that passed overhead during the incident, but they have no clues on who the offenders are. Euron then meets Gray and offers him the option to regain his ability to walk if he allows him to implant STEM in his back. Gray is apprehensive about the idea until Euron informs out that Ashad would have liked him to walk again. Gray agrees to the treatment and even signs a non-disclosure agreement to keep STEM's identity hidden. He regains his motor abilities and can walk once more. When Pamela returns home, she is completely oblivious of the breakthrough. Soon later, Gray hears a voice speaking to him. The culprit turns out to be STEM. Gray is taken aback at first, but STEM proves to be composed and eager to assist. Gray gets a better glimpse at the perpetrators. After STEM pulls up the drone footage from the murder, Gray discovers that Fisk shot Ashad using a gun implanted in his hand. Gray attempts to call Cortez, but STEM informs him that the footage he's seen through STEM will not be sufficient to catch the goons. Cirque, one of the goons, has a tattoo on his wrist that STEM uses to find his address. Gray tracks down Cirque's residence and enters. Gray is told by STEM to look at the messages on Cirque's computer table, which contain multiple references to the former Dog Tavern in Gray's old neighborhood. Cirque returns home and quickly locates Gray. He battles Gray until he grants STEM full control of the issue. Gray can deflect Cirque's attacks and return with pinpoint precision. Cirque tries to attack Gray with a knife, but Gray grabs it and slashes Cirque's head open from the lips to the ears, killing him. Gray pukes after realizing he just killed a man. STEM then helps Gray clean up the crime scene so that no trace of his presence remains. After keeping an eye on STEM's whereabouts, Euron meets with Gray. He is aware that Gray murdered Cirque, but Gray insists that he never mentioned STEM's ability to converse with him. Gray is told by Euron not to look for anyone else. Cortez analyzes further drone footage after Cirque's body is examined at the mortuary. Gray passes her by in his wheelchair. She pays him a visit to check about his whereabouts, and despite the fact that he may use his infirmity as an alibi, Gray concocts a story. Gray pays Old Dog a visit in his wheelchair. He then asks the entire pub if anyone is prepared to come forward with information about his wife's death. One of the men, Talon, comes forward and admits he was there. He leads Gray into a back room where he and a few other goons attack him, but STEM intervenes and lets Gray beat them up. Talon is thrown to the ground and tortured with a knife until he confesses Fisk's identity. STEM then warns Gray that Euron is attempting to shut him down manually, rendering him immobile once more. He gives Gray a place where he may find Jamie, a hacker who can help him reboot. Gray gets out of his wheelchair, pursues Jamie. After Gray has departed, Fisk arrives at the pub hours later and discovers Talon's body. Gray, utilizing memory video from a camera in Talon's eye, repeats the address STEM gave him. The bartender is subsequently confronted by Fisk regarding Talon's death. The bartender pulls out a revolver, but Fisk simply sneezes, sending out microscopic microbots that go up the bartender's nose and kill him slowly from the inside out. As his motor functions continue to weaken, Gray locates the hacker's residence. Jamie successfully reboots Gray by writing a code on his arm as directed by STEM. After watching Fisk and his pal Jeffries appear on the surveillance cameras, Jamie and her hacker buddies flee before STEM can reboot. Fisk and Jeffries discover Gray, and STEM reappears. Gray confronts the 2 criminals, setting off a chase in which Jeffries attempts to kill Gray with his gun, only for Gray to grip his wrist and make Jeffries blow his brains out. Pamela keeps an eye on Gray when he returns home. He tells her the truth but asks her to keep it a secret. Cortez arrives at the house to inquire about his wheelchair, which she discovered outside Old Dog's house. Gray invents a new story, stating that he was out trying to be a hero when he was jumped and his wheelchair stolen. Gray tries to track down Fisk after Cortez has driven away, only to discover that Cortez is following him in her car. Stem points out that she bugged his jacket by sneaking into it. During a chase, Gray manages to lose Cortez by crashing another car into hers. Gray tracks down Fisk and confronts him at his home. Fisk says that he was recruited to ambush Gray, but that he was just hired to ambush Gray, and that a shot was just a bonus. When Gray discovers that Cirque is his brother, he taunts him and brags about killing him. Gray kills Fisk by luring him to the ground and shattering glass in his head when he is unguarded. He takes Fisk's phone and listens to a voicemail from Iran, the man who ordered him to track down Gray. Gray approaches Iran in his lab, presuming that he tried to disable Gray so that he could test them on someone. Gray attempts to shoot Iran, but Cortez steps in and instructs him to put down the gun. Iran then acknowledges that he was not the genius behind the murder plot, but that Stem had been in charge of him from the beginning. Stem had grown extremely intelligent and craved his own body, so he persuaded Iran to orchestrate everything in order to steal Gray's body, including hacking Gray's car and causing the accident. To avoid injuring anyone, Gray stabs his own hand, but Stem stabs Iran in the head with complete control of his body and mind. He then draws a handgun and points it at the unconscious Cortez. "I'm in command," Gray exclaims before shooting himself in the neck to kill Stem. When Gray wakes up, he is in a hospital bed. He is taken aback to see a Chavert, who is relieved to see him awake. He appeared to have awoken from a coma as a result of the car accident. However, this is not the case. Gray's psyche has cracked, enabling Stem complete reign over his body and mind, trapping him in a delusion in which he may reconnect with Asha. After shooting Cortez and demonstrating his power to her, Stem flees. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.